Alright, car vlog. Gonna talk about if the NBA season ended today, who would be playing who in the playoffs, and who I think would come out on top. Um, if you don't know, playoffs are 7 game series. Best 4 out of 7 wins. Uh, the West is gonna be super entertaining to watch from beginning first round playoff series to the last Western Conference Finals series. Um, West is super deep. I was looking on NBA.com yesterday, and 8 of the top 10 teams ranked in the league are in the West, and only 2 of the top 10 teams are in the top 10 in the East. Yeah, let's get to it. First, I'm going to do the East since it's the weaker of the two. And in the first round, we'd have Indiana playing Atlanta. Indiana is the number 1 seed, and Atlanta is the number 8 seed. Um, I would, without question, take Indiana. Atlanta's just been so up and down this season. They don't even have an above 500 record. They haven't won more than half of their games. They haven't even won half of their games this season. I'm going to take Indiana, even though Indiana's been struggling lately. There's no way they're going to lose to Atlanta. Um, and I expect a full sweep. I expect four games to none, and they're going to move on right away. The second series is going to be Miami, who's the number 2 seed, versus Charlotte, who's the number 7 seed. I'm going to take Miami without question. Charlotte's been playing really well. Big Al Jefferson, he's been playing really well for Charlotte. Kemba Walker's been playing well. They have a good thing going in Charlotte. I think Charlotte's won like 8 of their last 10, but I mean they're not going to beat Miami. I could see him maybe pulling off one game against Miami just because Miami's been struggling so bad lately, and Miami's won I think 5 of their last 10, so they just haven't been performing well. Maybe even more, maybe in 6 of their last 10. So I'm going to take I'm going to take Miami, and I really feel like they're going to sweep it 4 games to none too, but I'll give Charlotte some credit since they've had such a good season. I'll give them 4 games to 1. I feel like Charlotte will win at least one. The third series is going to be the Toronto Raptors versus the Washington Wizards, and Toronto's 3rd seed. Washington is 6th seed. Washington's been getting their stuff together this year. John Wall's taken his game to another level this year. He's been doing really well. But Toronto's just been the better overall team. Toronto is one of only 3 teams in the Eastern Conference that could compete in the Western Conference. I mean, not to discredit Chicago and Brooklyn, but really Indiana, Miami, and Toronto are the only teams over in the East who I could see consistently competing with teams in the West, or the playoff teams in the West. I'm going to take Toronto over Washington. I'm going to say they're going to win 4. They're going to win 4 games to 2, and so 6 games total. Win 4-2, move on. And the last series in the East going on is going to be Chicago versus Brooklyn, which is probably going to be the most entertaining Eastern Conference playoff game in the first round. Chicago is the 4th seed. Brooklyn's the number 5 seed. Brooklyn has been on a tear lately, but so is Chicago. Chicago, obviously, Joakim Noah has been playing really, really well all season. Brooklyn has a lot of playoff experience. Not to say that Chicago doesn't, because that's not true necessarily. Their coach is much better than Brooklyn's coach, and Jason Kidd. So, yeah, I'm going to say, even though Brooklyn has the experience, they have guys like Andrei Kirilenko, they have guys like Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Darren Williams. They have all these veteran players that have proven themselves. I'm still going to go with Chicago just because their team's been overall better. Tom Thibodeau is one of the best coaches in the league, and he's proved that over the past 3-4 years. So I'm going to take Chicago, but I'm going to take Chicago in we'll say a 6-game series. They're going to win 4-2 against Brooklyn. Okay, moving to the West. The West is the more entertaining of the two conferences. Tougher competition. Just every single series in the Western Conference playoffs is going to be awesome to watch. The first round is going to be San Antonio, the Spurs, who lost to the Heat in the finals last year against number 8 Memphis. Memphis just beat out Phoenix by, could end up 1 game or 2 games. Phoenix played a hell of a year, but it really is sad that Phoenix isn't going to make the playoffs because they're finishing, I think, 48 and like 33 or whatever it is. That's their record. That's a good record. Whereas Atlanta and the Eastern Conference is going to the playoffs, and Atlanta is only like I don't know, like 5 games under 500. So yeah, it's kind of a bummer Phoenix isn't going to be there. But anyway, San Antonio versus Memphis. In this series, I'm going to take San Antonio. Memphis is not going to be an easy team to beat. They're very good defensively. They got some strength in Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol. But San Antonio, they just veteran guys. They got Tony Parker. They got Tim Duncan, obviously. Pop is the best coach in the league. One of the best coaches of all time. Kawhi's been playing really good. San Antonio's just too stacked to lose this series, even though Memphis is great with that inside force of Randolph and Gasol. I'm going to say Memphis wins 1 game. I feel like most of the games played in this series are going to be close. I bet at least 4 of the 5 games are super, super close, but I'm gonna put my money on San Antonio. Sorry, I got distracted. Whenever there's people outside my car, I get distracted. But I'm going to take my money, or put my money on San Antonio winning 4-1, so a 5-game series. Second matchup is OKC, so Oklahoma City, versus the Dallas Mavericks. Again, Dallas played really well this season, but I'm still going to take Oklahoma City. Dallas has Monte, and Monte's been having a career year in Dallas, but Oklahoma City is just too deep. They got second best player, arguably the MVP of this year, in Kevin Durant. I think he's going to get it. I give it 2 more years, and we'll all be saying Durant's the best player in the league over LeBron. Yeah, I'm going to give OKC the clear series here. They're going to win 4-1 in my opinion. It's a 5-game series there. OKC takes it. Third series in the West is going to be the LA Clippers with Blake Griffin, Chris Paul versus the Golden State Warriors with the most dangerous backcourt in the NBA and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Golden State can shoot the 3 ball better than anyone, but the Clippers are just too dynamic, have the best point guard in the league, arguably the best power forward in the league in Blake Griffin. Very, very good defensive center, very athletic center, and DeAndre Jordan. It's tough to choose because both teams are super stacked. Both teams are loaded with all-stars. But I'm going to give the series to the Clippers. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say that the Clippers are going to beat Golden State in 7 games, a 7-game first-round series, which is kind of rare in the first round, at least. So I'm going to take the Clippers over Golden State in 7 games. They're going to win 4-3. The last matchup is Houston versus Portland. I'm taking Portland in this series, even though Portland's the 5 seed and Houston's the 4. That would probably be different if LaMarcus Aldridge never got hurt this season, but he did, and they're down to the 5. But I'm going to take Portland over Houston in 6. I'm going to say they win the series 4-2. Portland just meshes too well, in my opinion. Houston's had a good season, but I still think they aren't as cohesive team-wise as the Trailblazers are. I like Damian Lillard. I like LaMarcus, Nick Batum. I just think they're too dynamic as a team. They got too much going on over there. And I mean, Houston's good. Dwight Howard obviously is great. Kind of a baby, but he's great. Um, yeah, sorry, I'm blanking. Chandler Parsons is great. James Harden obviously is awesome, but I'm going to take Portland 4-2 in that series. Alright, this is a long video. I'm going to cut it off right there. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Apart from that, that's it. I'll talk to you later.